right, everybody. Welcome back to Wildemount. When we last left our adventurers, they were embroiled in battle in the bandit camp of one Briggon Teck, in search of a certain object that had been tasked to them by the Starosta of Bysaes Tile, one Uther Prent. The battle had its ebbs and flows, its ups and downs. They fought ferociously, gaining the upper hand seemingly throughout the opening salvos, wearing down the bandits with magic from above, staying hidden. Xerxes was able to search a couple of the nearby tents and did not find the figurine, but did find a captive who was bound and chained in place. He left her there temporarily, rejoined the fight. As the battle wore on, the party did begin to suffer some damage, and the brave paladin known as Theron, who fought valiantly, almost on his own, for many rounds, did eventually succumb to his repeated assaults and fell in battle. The party was not able to reach him in time, revive him in time, and though they were able to clear the camp of bandits and gain the upper hand, Theron, unfortunately, had passed. The party now, 3 remaining members at least, have gathered on the far eastern side of the camp. The leader, Briggon Teck, of the bandits has fled into the woods, and now all that remains is the mysterious captive who had wrestled her way free from Briggon in a heroic show of strength. With that, gentlemen, as you stand before this still bound, still gagged, and tied captive, what would you like to do?
So Xerxes is going to just blow right past her and go back into the tent and just start aggressively tearing stuff apart looking for the statue.
Okay. Go ahead and make another investigation check, Xerxes.
All right. I gotta remember how. There we go. Shit, yeah. Dude, at least my investigation checks are on point the last couple of weeks. I don't think I had one over a 10 last week.
Jeez. In your haste, Xerxes, almost in a frustrated state here, you're just ripping and just tearing apart the bags, pillows, the sleeping rolls that are in these tents, and just almost in this rage. You're not even able to catch sight of anything that you didn't already see. Yeah, your search turns up nothing.
So as I keep striking out on this, I'm gonna just out of almost pure just rage and fury, be like, Rock, come help me find the statue.
and
I'm still just chucking shit over my back, just going furiously through everything in this tent.
Just things are flying. The pillows Absolutely. That were in there, they were just going over your shoulders. You see, just from the outside, you see the inside, the canvas just being bumped around as Xerxes just goes ape in this tent here.
Absolutely.
It's a key, hearing the rummaging and the ruckus and the yelling to Rock. He's just gonna keep a calm air around him and try and approach this stranger and just say, "Madam, do not be alarmed." And I'm just gonna take one of my talons and cut her binds.
Okay, so her bindings are around her hands Her feet were released by Briggon, so she does still have, but she's still disoriented and kind of just standing in place. But yeah, so she still has bindings on her hands and still has a blindfold over her eyes and a gag in her mouth.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cut the binds. I'm gonna let her remove the rest of it, so it's not, too in her face. Like I'm trying not to startle her.
Okay, so your sharp talon cuts through the thick rope after a bit of work. She rubs her wrists. She immediately gets the gag out of her mouth. Pulls the rope off the blinding fold off. Blinks a couple times. Looks around. Oh, finally, you cut me free. Why didn't you untie me earlier? I could have helped you in that battle.
Zakid's just gonna look slightly confused because this is his first knowledge of this woman being anywhere near this battlefield, and just responds saying, "My apologies. I did not know you were held captive anywhere near here. I just saw you running away in the dark, or running towards us in the darkness, just moments ago."
Captive just continues to rub her wrists. You see in the darkness here, you see that this young woman has blue skin, faint light blue skin, white hair, and as she speaks very breathy, almost echoey tones. And there's almost Zakid, you're quite aware of this yourself. There's almost a slight breeze that seems to kind of emanate from this figure before you. It tousles her hair, and it seems to kind of just slightly ruffle through her what appears to be leather armor she's wearing. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, just kind of seeing that, like, almost subconsciously, Zakid is going to just kind of summon a gust around him, like not even meaning to. It's just kind of happen, and he's gonna almost produce the same effect. And
Okay.
I guess with a smooth motion and just for the surrounding party, he's just gonna like kind of like tap his rod and cast light upon it.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and put a light on you there, Zakid.
Got it.
You got her? Okay, perfect. And as you do this, the light springs to light, and she kind of blinks a couple times. Her eyes adjusting in the darkness here, having been blindfolded for presumably some time. She notices the gust that came off you, and almost intrigued, she says to you, "In Orin, are you a child of the winds as well?"
Zakid's eyes kind of like widen. Being a language he doesn't hear too frequently anywhere, really, he responds, and he kind of like spreads his wings, and he just says, "I have been blessed by the Winged Mother. I am on a journey to spread her word."
She responds, "Well, I've already tried flying away once today from these fools. I'll need to rest again before I'm able to try again. That's why they had me chained to the ground in that tent. I suppose I should thank you all for fending them off, even though I probably would have been more used to you in the battle than outside of it."
I have no doubt, and if I would have known of your presence, I would have come to your aid much sooner.
"Did you find my things?" Go ahead, Xerxes.
So while this is going on, Xerxes is going to come stomping out of the tent, and he's going to kneel down by the corner of the tent right here by a rock, and pull his tinderbox out and try to light the tent on fire. He's just like in a blind rage, like not paying any attention to you guys.
Yeah. What is he doing? She says to you, Zakid. Careful, I've heard them setting traps all around the camp. There's no telling what these fools have left around.
So Zakid, seeing Xerxes trying to light this up, one more time, he's gonna put 2 fingers around his mouth, almost like he's about to whistle, but he's just gonna blow, and a very concentrated little gust of wind is gonna come blow either the tinderbox or just like the match out of his hand.
As soon as Xerxes struck the match there, he's just holding it, just kind of looking at it deviously, and then just this wind just comes and blows it out.
And then I'll turn back to her, and at least under the assumption that no one else speaks Orin, saying, "Oh, forgive him. He's a fool."
And so Xerxes is gonna stand up and looking directly at Zakid over Rock's head. He's gonna say, "What the fuck, buzzard? Why don't you do something useful rather than just blowing everybody else's shit around?"
Zakid is gonna take this to heart, but he's just gonna roll. He's gonna roll his eyes, and then, taking her warning into account, can Zakid make a roll to see if he notices any traps?
Yeah, go ahead and make a. Yeah, are you searching an area in particular, or are you just a general look around sort of thing?
I guess kind of at the notice that they could be anywhere. I'm just going to do kind of like a general scan.
Okay, yeah, just go ahead and make a perception check then.
Perception. Do what?
Nice.
All right. Yeah, so you definitely see something fishy with the trees and the brush over here, obviously. Rock had kind of already moved a bit of the brush and debris away, revealing what appeared to be a pit in there. You see that. And you also, you kind of get the sense that there may be more to these crates around the tents than perhaps you'd seen before.
Okay.
The young woman looks at you, notices you looking around, and she says, "Here, I'll save you some time. I think they put my things and a bunch of the rest of the loot in these crates in behind. I heard them setting a trap on this one, though. We will have to be careful." And she's like, shit. She realizes, I don't suppose any of you have any thieves' tools. Mine were taken from me.
So Xerxes, still not paying any attention to anything that any of you are saying, is going to go over to this tent and do the same thing to it. Just start destroying it from the inside out.
All right. Looking
for the statue. Like he's 100% has blinders on. He just is trying to find this statue.
Just trying to rip it apart, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say that your investigation check from before still applies here. You're still just like ripping away in a blind fury here. Things just like pillows, the bags that are in there just getting ripped open, emptied, searched through. Yeah, again, you're seeing clothes, some basic tools, all the things you saw before, and you're making no progress in your search, much to your chagrin.
Okay.
Hearing her request, it's like he's just gonna go, Xerxes, and then beckon him over.
Xerxes is gonna pop his head out of the tent and say, "Oh, did you decide to do something useful for once?"
Biting his lip, he's just gonna say, "Unfortunately, we need your help."
So he'll kind of just go, and then like stomp over towards them, and only whenever he like approaches them, he notices the girl, and he's like, "Whoa, who is that?"
Zakir will just respond. I have yet to catch her name, but she's hoping we can help retrieve her tools. But it seems that they may have booby trapped them. And she's requested our help.
Well, what does she need?
Um,
And he'll look past to her and say, "What exactly do you need?"
She hears this and says, "Well, normally I'd be able to get into this trap without too much trouble, but these brigands who abducted me saw that my thieves' tools were taken away. If you have a set of your own, I'd be happy to help get into this locked crate."
And Xarxius will walk down to her, and as he's handing them to her, say, "Do you know what kind of trap is on this thing?"
She's just kind of like looking it over, and she's like, "These aren't the smartest men. Not too sure what they could have done with this thing, but yes, here, look." She points. She sees. Here, she shows you like the string or whatever, just the kind of basic mechanics of what appears to be a pretty common enough but potentially dangerous poison needle trap that was set on this crate, where if it was opened in a haphazard fashion, it would potentially cause some damage here. She's like,
"Okay.
Well, they're your tools. Would you like to do the honors?"
Yeah.
Or shall I?
No, I can go ahead and do that. And I'll start. I'll say I'm looking at something. Okay, so in 5e, do I need like if I wanted to take the needle, like the poison needle, do I need like a proficiency in like poisoning or anything like that?
You want to try to keep the trap like for yourself, eh? The needle itself?
Yeah. Just at least the needle.
I'm not sure if there's a hard rule on that. I don't know if any of the DMs can help me out there. I would almost say as like a homebrew thing, I would say, we would just have you make your thieves' tools check, and let's say maybe if you hit a 20 or above, you do a good enough job where you're able to actually keep it intact, and you can take this poison needle for yourself.
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right. If you want to go ahead and make a dexterity check plus your proficiency bonus for a thieves' tools check here.
What is my proficiency with Where do you see your proficiency bonus?
You are +3, Xarxius. It's on your. It's right under your level. Your level bar there.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep, I see it. All right. So you said.
Let's say, and go ahead and roll with advantage here, because the prisoner here is kind of like helping you out, and she seems to know what she's doing here as well, and kind of pointing to certain areas here with the trap. So you have assistance.
All right. So with advantage.
Mm-hmm. Nice with the 20. Okay. So as you two working together, and you're able to slide the tools in and disengage the trap successfully, and so much so, and she looks at you, nice work. And you are indeed able to claim this poison needle, which I will have to I'll add to your inventory later. Remind me to do that.
Perfect.
Take a note for that. But as you remove the mechanism that's been attached to the top of this crate, you're now able to slide the crate open.
Okay, and as I do, I want to kind of keep an eye out. I want to make sure that, like, I'm going to watch her pretty hard, that she doesn't like try to get some kind of weapon. Okay. Because I don't know. I just came to this. I don't know how much she trusts us, and I don't trust her. Mm-hmm. I'm actually in Thieves' Cant. I'm going to say to her, I expect you to take only your stuff for now.
Okay. She's responds to you after being bound, also in Thieves' Cant. After being bound and tied for days, believe me, my possessions and my freedom are all I want at this time.
And Xerxes will just like give her a slight nod and kind of a little bit of a smirk, and you can kind of tell that he's a little less tense about it right now. So, and then also in this crate, do I see the statue?
Okay. So, leaning over, looking into the crate, you can scarcely believe your eyes, Xerxes, on what you are laying eyes upon. Not only do you see what appears to be one of the most beautifully carved, and there's a certain energy to this, certainly to this figurine here, but indeed you do see a silver raven that appears to match the description of what is the purpose of your mission out here.
And
yeah, okay.
So,
So that's the first thing you see.
Sure.
That's the first thing that catches your eye.
Okay, and I don't look past it. I'll tell you that. Like, I'm blinders right now.
Okay. You lock into that.
And so so upon seeing this, like, I kind of like put my hand up like a wait, like to not even like have her reach in there yet. And and I'll say, Rock Zakid, come here. I found the statue. Can you guys do some of your crazy voodoo and see if this thing is going to do something to me?
Zakid, one being out of let's say magical essence for now, and also the inability to detect magic, comes close, but kind of puts his hands up and said, "There's little I can do for us right now."
Do you have any just general knowledge of this kind of thing, or have you ever heard of this?
Zakid will definitely take a look at it, see if he can analyze it in any fashion to see.
Yeah, you're certainly curious, even though if you may not know it, but you with curious eyes, take a look over this. Please make an Arcana check, Zakid. Your studies and your travels, you have heard, Zakid, of these so-called figurines of wondrous power. You've heard rumors that they are possessed by the powerful and well-connected throughout the Dwendalian Empire. And this strikes you as one such figurine, even if you've perhaps never seen one in person. This would certainly fit the bill in your eyes.
So Zakid, just kind of in amazement, will turn to Xerxes and just say, I don't believe there's anything to be fearful of this, but what an item, what a find we have stumbled upon. This is, in fact, a very powerful figurine, and it could be extremely helpful to us going forward.
So Xerxes will, like, kind of with like amazement on his face, like, just reach down and grab this thing, and kind of like he's holding it, cupping it in both hands. Like, well, I guess, how big is this thing?
It is a statuette of a beast small enough to fit in a pocket.
Okay.
According to the description.
So yeah, he's just kind of cupping it in both his hands, and like not really even taking his eyes off of it, and just kind of walks away from the box and walks over to Rock, and so I'll walk over to Rock, and I'll say, I don't know that I can trust myself with this thing. So maybe you should hold on to this for now.
All right.
And just give it to Rock.
Okay. So the figurine of Wonderverse power has been moved to Rock's inventory.
You're gonna
It's
have a
just-
little Zakid.
Is Jess back?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I am.
Okay, cool. So, yeah. So after giving that to Rock and like kind of, just like a like he doesn't have all that rage and everything in him anymore. He's gonna walk back over and then look in the box, but not really pay attention to her getting her things or anything like that.
Yeah, as you reapproach the box, Xarxius, you see she has already reached in there and grabbed her possession. You see she's already strapping it onto herself. It is a vest, a leather vest, which contains 10 rather sharp and very interesting, exotic-looking daggers. And she's already got this strapped onto her body. She's just tying the buckles now. And you see almost the same, you read the same sense of relief kind of coming over her face now that she's kind of reclaimed this possession. She is looking kind of frantically in there. She's like, oh, damn it. It appears my most cherished weapon is probably in the hands of that fool Briggon Teck still. Oh well.
What
least I have
what kind
this
of
in
weapon did you have?
Have you ever heard of a boomerang? Thrown weapon
Yes.
that returns when it misses.
Yeah.
I had one.
You
I had one that was very dear to me. It appears to be a trophy for a bandit now. Oh,
so
well.
Xarxius with like a very childish like look on his face. It's like, you had a magic boomerang?
You said this to the woman?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did. Till these fools took it from me. Ah, well. Things come, objects go. Nothing is permanent. I have my throwing knives, I have my life, and I have you to all thank. That's enough for now.
Well, I mean, me and the Birdman could take to the skies and see if we can see that a-hole out here anywhere. But it's, since it's dark and everything, it might be kind of hard. But I mean, magic boomerang's pretty cool. I'd do it.
You get the sense that despite her initial disappointment, it's almost just as quickly passed over this woman's face, and she kind of waves her hand away and says, "If it is meant to return to me, it will return to me in good time. I wouldn't worry about it."
And Xarxius will kind of like backhand, like smack Zakid on the shoulder and say, "Hey, that was a boomerang pun."
Zakid will reluctantly chuckle under his breath. And then in Orin, we'll turn to the woman and just say, "What is your name? Why were you captured? And what brings you to this area?"
Forgive me. It's quite rude. My name is Shane. I'm from the city of Uthadern, originally, to the east, but consider myself a wanderer. I'm of no fixed address, really. I was headed west. Truthfully, I was headed towards the continent of Taldori. I came within vicinity of Bysaes Tile and Thought I'd see what I could learn from the cousins of the elves who raised me. These bastards caught me while I was sleeping, overwhelmed me. Have you seen him? The one-eared elf?
Zakid is gonna kind of look to Xerxes and kind of look around, just it kind of confused, say. I can't recall anyone fitting this description, although we've only been in this area while it's been as dark as night.
Yeah, have we seen the one-eared elf?
So, you two, Zakid and Xerxes, you were kind of engaged over here by the main campfire as this was going down. The one-eared elf did make himself known. And Rock, from where you were, you certainly would have seen the events that transpired involving the one-eared elf, the stealthily sneaking behind Andros, the horrific ogre and the large armor-clad man grabbed him, overwhelmed him, pulled him, and then you saw this just a horribly scarred, horrible-looking dark elf, pale skin, and indeed, true to his name, only one ear. You saw him step forward and say a few words before one of the mages under his command cast a wall of fire, and they disappeared into the night.
I was kind of wondering if I had seen that or not.
Yeah, so Rock, you had full witness of this, you and Theron.
I guess also kind of in my stupor, Zakid looks around, not really knowing that Andros was kind of wisped away. He was on the other side of the battlefield when this happened. So,
oh my god, that's true.
Zakid is going to be...
No meta. Oh shit.
Yeah, Xerxes has no idea either.
Yeah, so Zakid's going to kind of look around in confusion and just say, Andros! Where is he? Where was he on the battlefield?
And Xerxes will kind of look back to Rock and say, "Are we missing something here?"
Rock will relay the story of. I mean, you guys saw the fire for sure, but yeah, you probably had no idea what the fire was from.
Right. Yeah.
Some of the I saw and Edness.
Okay. So Xerxes will kind of just, upon hearing about this, Xerxes will just kind of drop his head and like just kind of start like, balling up his fists. Just you can tell that he is going back into a dark place.
I don't think there's anything we could really do. The middle of the battle and just too many things going on.
Zakid's going to be kind of torn because he, even though he didn't have like the best relationship with Andros, it's always hard to lose a traveling companion.
Yeah, and Xerxes will look over at Rock and say, I'm sure that you guys did everything you could. There's no blame on you. I just feel that this one-eared elf has now signed his own death warrant.
So Zakid's going to turn to Shane and say, after hearing this, what do you know of this elf? Do you know where he resides? He seems to have stolen one of our companions.
No, I know not where he lives. I know only the tales of what he and his people have done. And just gonna quick give you guys this, just for a little teaser of mysteriousness.
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah.
So,
sorry, it's just Shane just continues. All I can say is be glad that they did not grab you as well. I'm sorry to tell you, but I think your friend is gone. Those who are captured by the one-eared elf are very seldom seen again.
and Xarxius, kind of, as he's like stepping forward to start looking through this crate, he says, "Yeah, well, you may have taken the wrong one this time. He's not just your average, person."
Zakid and Orin will say, where do you plan to go from here?
She's gonna just kind of cock her head a minute, kind of consider. She's like, for 2 days, all I've considered was my own freedom. I hadn't thought about where I'd go next. Where might I ask are you headed?
We were sent here on a retrieval mission for certain items. So I believe our next stop will be back into the Elvish City to return this to its rightful, at least who we know to be its rightful owner.
Well then, perhaps I can repay you for freeing me from these brigands. If you do not mind the company of one more, I can journey with you to Bysaes style and help in any dangers you might come across. I can tell you all I know about the one-eared elf and give you what knowledge I have, limited as it is.
Zakid will look to his companions, kind of for any kind of, a look like, do either of you have any problems with this? Any concerns?
So Xarxius is he's just digging through the crate, like not really even paying any attention.
Okay.
And doesn't even really acknowledge that Zakid said anything. Like,
absolutely. And as I said, Xarxius, the sheer amount of what you see in this crate, as now fully sunk in, and this might take a bit, guys, but you guys are gonna like this roll that you got for this loot here.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna flash it in the chat.
okay.
And we will, however you guys want to divvy this up, I will do that for you.
Holy shit.
I knew you guys are gonna like this loot crate.
That's awesome.
Okay.
What is chrysoprase?
It's a stone.
Okay, those are all the stones. Okay.
Yeah, those are all gemstones. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming we'll split at least the gold, or like the currencies.
Okay. Would you want to, if you want to take any of these stones in particular, let me know. Otherwise, I can convert all this into gold for expediency's sake, and assume that you would have done this in town anyway.
You're rich.
I'll take the zircon,
Okay.
or I guess one of the zircon,
Okay.
and that's it. Just because it's blue.
Okay. So minus 50.
Can I have those boots?
Yeah, what are they? Walking
Let's
speed 30.
we'll flash them in your chat here.
Yeah, fuck, man. You can jump 3 times higher. Awesome.
But you have wings.
Well, not for me. For
Yeah.
for
Well, I was
someone
gonna say, Well, I was gonna say that's what because Rock has Misty Step.
Yeah, oh, that's dope.
So
I'm definitely eyeing this wand. Or actually, that might be better on because me and Rock have magic missile.
yeah, I
Well,
don't
you
have
know,
magic missile.
I think you can do it for free though, like without a spell slot, right?
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, that's true.
I already have
So
like a
I have
wand that I keep forgetting to use, my Rod of Retribution, so I can take it.
well see, and I have no problem with you having that wand of magic missiles, Al.
All right. Yeah, that'd be dope. Because I'm also thinking that quiver probably goes to
You
you, Xerxes.
Mm-hmm.
Unless unless our
Yeah, can we see what that
unbeknownst new companion might need it.
right? Can we see what that quiver is?
Absolutely. Who would like to pick it up first for
Xerxes,
observation?
Xerxes will pick it up.
Yep.
Oh shit. 60 arrows, bolts, or similar objects.
Yeah, it's
18 javelins. 18
It's like
javelins?
it's like a bag of holding quiver.
Dude, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I definitely strap that thing to my back.
Great.
And I'll take the boots of striding and springing too.
Is
Okay.
a war pick a one-handed?
It is.
Yeah, I'll pick up that. I'll take the war pick.
You're gonna take the war pick. Okay. Go.
And
I'll flash these as we go, just so you guys can get a cool in the chat there for those who want to see them, or for those who are just observing from the outer realms at this moment.
Ooh.
Shout out! Shout
out! You still there? You still there?
Yeah.
The watchful eye of Odin.
Again.
You still have the wand of magic missiles.
So
yeah, I will happily take that if
Rock doesn't want them,
or if if you want to do a contested roll, just so it's fair. I don't know if you want it.
Oh no, you can have it, because I need to use my rod I have. I would have really helped out last battle if I would have remembered to use it. So
yeah,
Jess, what is your walking speed?
All right, it's in your inventory, Zaki.
20.
Okay, well, why don't you take these boots? Because that'll give you it becomes 30 then.
Oh, nice.
I mean,
that'll be helpful.
And if need be, I have a potion. I have a potion of climbing, but it'll be fine. I have 30. Okay. I already have 30 feet of movement, so.
Well, mine is 25 actually. Thinking DCC.
Well, still.
20.
Yeah, right. No, yeah, still you can take them though. You'll be fine.
Okay. Take the boots.
Okay, boots have been moved to your inventory, Rock.
So,
as for the
war pick,
yeah, Al got that.
Al grabbed Zakid has the war pick currently.
Okay, I would say if you need me to just store it, I can do that. If you don't have the room to carry it.
I am good by one. Here for flavor's sake, and knowing that our newest companion here only has kind of like throwing darts. I'm gonna reach to my belt, flip, do the whole flip the dagger, hold it by the blade, and hand her the handle, and give her a dagger, just so she has kind of like a close range weapon. I'll drop that in my inventory. And then I'm 2 pounds down, so I'm good.
Okay.
Shane takes the dagger, kind of smiles, nods at you, throws it in the air. It's like a very, very stylish motion. Slides it into another another slot in her throwing knife vest.
Yeah. And then, I guess just the zircon.
Right. Okay. So you get one of zircon. Yeah, we're gonna give you that right now.
I want to take one of these cryo spaces. I've been collecting green gems, so.
Oh, there you
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you should have a zircon in your inventory now. It's a keyed. Rock is gonna take one of these chrysoprase.
Surprise, yeah.
Chrysoprase. Okay, yeah. So just one of those, Rock.
And then, I'm good. Splitting the rest up with
Yeah.
as money.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was looking. I don't need any of those gemstones or anything.
So you took 100 gold piece worth of gems out of that total. So that will bring your total to 4,359. 4,359 divided by 3. So if you guys all want to go ahead and add 1,453 gold to your inventory. 1,453. Yeah,
Okay.
1,453.
Fucking loaded, boy.
Rock said that apparently. All right, so you guys kind of take your time loading up your bags, your pockets, any spare space you have with all this wondrous loot.
I'm gonna just for the sake of sharing the spoils of war. Can I let's say dissipate like 200 of that gold into our random companions inventory? Like our new, I want to give Dougie some money, so he's
Yeah,
he's
I was gonna do that once he joined back up.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh man, you guys are so thoughtful.
Okay, we'll have it.
You
Yeah.
have the line, so.
and actually, I'm going to walk over to Shane, and in Thieves Can't say, just a little something to get you going, and I'm going to, let me see what I got here. I'm gonna give her 69 gold, and I'm gonna do it with a little smirk on my face. and just so you guys know, it's because I have exactly 2,069 gold.
Oh,
But-
nice.
Nice.
That's what
but
he
it just
says.
worked out perfect. Yeah, right.
So she's gonna.
I got 69 420 gold. So.
Yeah, right.
Nice. So she's gonna kind of look at your face, look at the smirk, look down at the amount of gold there. She's gonna grab it from your hands. She's gonna reply in Thieves Can't. Well, I'm smart enough as a thief to know to never turn down gold when it's offered. But I'm foolish enough to overlook that joke.
And Xerxes says, now revealing that he did hear what was said earlier. He says in common, so that Zakid can hear it too. Says, "Well, you're gonna have to overlook a lot more than that if you're gonna roll with us."
Zakid will shamefully agree.
And Shane actually kind of cocks her head at this and says, "Tell me, have you been adventuring together long? Does your party have a name?"
Zakid's all expressions, just shaking his head, looking at the ground.
And Xerxes kind of looks back at Rock and winks a little bit.
Rock shakes
And then
his
he's
head,
like-
no.
And so in seeing this, he looks back at her and says, "No, we really don't have a name yet. But our two companions that are no longer with us, they kind of took ownership of the last name we had. So it's something that we're working on. If you got any ideas, we're willing to listen.
I will keep an open mind.
So Zakid will look at his companions, look at Shane, and just state, well, shall we get on the road? I don't think we want to be here if anyone decides to come back.
And Xarxes is like, yeah, I agree. And then I'll walk over to this other crate here and search it for traps first, of course.
Yeah, for sure. Make an investigation check.
Why do you always want me to investigate everything?
Because that's what you have to do.
Stop it. Fuck doing that. Hey, look at that.
Yeah. Not that you can see, and in fact, this crate is already kind of like halfway open. So,
that's what I thought.
Yeah. So,
is there anything in there?
Nothing of value. It appears that the trapped one seemed to be the one where all the valuables were being held there.
So then we're gonna go up and try to or is there a trap on this top one too?
Just continuing with that investigation check, you can kind of see these two both also do not seem to be trapped.
Okay, and is there anything in either of them?
You find in one, you find some food stores that they had there, a couple pelts from a couple animals that had been hunted recently. Other than that, not too much of value. In the second bin, you see a pretty decent selection of liquors and alcoholic bottles of alcohol.
Okay.
Beyond that, nothing really of value.
All right, so I will take 3 bottles of alcohol.
Okay.
And then after I secure those in my pack, I'm going to grab some of this food from the other one, and I'm gonna have it in my hand, and I'm gonna walk over to Zakid and say, "Here, I think you need this."
Zakid will gleefully take any.
Okay, it's some preserved like jerky, some meat, some just stuff that's good on the road.
And then, so as he's walking away and walking by Rock, he'll say, "I hope that's Bird," and just kind of like under his breath, and then keep walking.
Zakid will take a giant bite of jerky.
Is it Bird?
Cannibalism!
And just to quit back, Zakid will look at Xarxes and just say, "Tastes like my cousin."
And Xarxes will, like, for the first time, like, audibly laugh at that. And then kind of just keep walking.
Zakid will turn to Shane. Oh, good.
Oh, sorry. And then turn around and say, "So are we camping tonight, or are we heading back to Bysaes Tile?"
I could do with a rest, but I do believe we should at least vacate this area.
So, how much is my flying potion wore off?
So we'll say that this conversation took about. Hold on, let me just check my notes here, Xarxes. Because that fight really didn't, in our time it took over an hour, but game time was like less than a few minutes. So, yeah, so I'd say, okay, so your visibility's done. Yeah, you still have. So I'd say how long have we been talking here? About an hour. Or half hour or so? Yeah, about an hour. Okay, so yeah, Xarxes, like just now, you feel all of a sudden you start to feel just a heaviness come over your body, and thump, you thump back down to earth as your potion of levitate has worn off.
Perfect.
And I'm going to advance the clock another hour here.
And
so yeah, dead of night, 3:14 a.m.
So we have a fire right down there. What do you say we just camp here and just make sure somebody stays watch?
Very well.
Because I mean, we got a fire here already. It's already 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, let's do it. Just get it over with.
Shane's gonna kind of cock her head and be like, "Are you sure that's wise? Are you sure none of these brigands might come back, try to look for things of value?"
Well, the three that ran off, was it 2 or 3 that got away? Like, not talking about Briggon.
Briggon Teck was one thing. The rest of them, one thug, two thugs, and 2 archers ran away the other way.
2 archers too.
Mm-hmm. 2 were severely wounded on the brink of death.
Well, I mean, I think we put a good enough hurting on these guys. They're not going to stop running for a while. And I personally placed a crossbow bolt in the middle of Briggon's back. So I think if he came back, he would be, asking for the death that he would receive.
And
if you guys can't rest here, we will go elsewhere. But I think this will be fine.
Yeah. Zakid will say, as long as we have a good watch, I guess perhaps we could use this camp.
So, Xarxius. Yeah, and I will definitely take a rest because the only thing I can regain is 2 first level spells.
But I personally need like a long rest.
Yeah.
Me too, really.
So yeah, I'll take as much rest. I could even go with a short rest just so I don't have exhaustion. Yeah.
All right, so by the fire, like use this tent over here, type of thing.
Could. Oh yeah, I forgot about that tent down there.
And I assume you stepped away, Jess.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay. Zaki looks rock. Any concerns with resting in this area, or would you prefer to travel a distance?
No, I think some little rest would be all right. I think we'll be okay.
All right then. Zakid will kind of almost do like a flying hop, like not actually flying, but he uses wings to kind of propel him down beside the fire.
Okay.
And I'm going to use the provisions that Xerxes handed me to kind of throw together a meal. A quick meal. I won't spend too much time on it.
So I will. What is the quickest way for us to walk down there?
I'll just get you down there.
Okay. And so yeah, so Xarxius will. I guess while he is making food and stuff like that, Xarxius will do a quick power nap, just to kind of prepare himself to not sleep for the rest of the night, And so while they're eating and everything like that, he'll sleep for a little bit.
Shane is famished and would happily accept any food that is offered.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say, it's like sitting around, like preparing, like, well, I'll rehydrate some of the jerky, and let's say I got one of the bottles of alcohol brandy, throwing something together and kind of hand it. I can imagine you must be starving.
She gladly accepts, and before too long, despite kind of making kind of motions that she would stay up with you guys, but as soon as she's eaten the food and spent a few minutes by the fire, you see her. She's dozed off. She's in a long slumber. Her first glimpse of safety in presumably many days.
Zakid will finish making his meal, and I guess to still get a long rest, Zakid will just stay up long enough to allow Xerxes to get a short rest, and then when either wake him up or when he wakes up, I will then take my long rest.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so Xerxes power naps for an hour there, and then once he's done his watch, and Zakid, you finished your task for the night, you shut things down. The night air changes. We get some new sound effects. Not darkest forest anymore. The daytime forest.
Sounds
Did we
pretty
do a
good.
long rest
Yeah.
or a short rest? Which one did we do?
I'm hoping to take a long
Yeah,
rest.
I'm good with just having a short rest, and then I'm willing to watch for however long those three need to get themselves back to top shape.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Then I'll take a long rest too.
Okay, so long rest taken. It's with the odd hours and with the battle and everything, it's near noon when Zakid and Rock, you find yourselves waking up. Shane as well, kind of roused. Xerxes, you kept watch of the night. Nothing. Nobody returned to camp or anything like that. It was a quiet night.
So
But
so over as I was watching, can I wanted to take out an arrow and that poison needle that I procured from the trap.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to fasten that to one of my arrows, and then I'm going
cool.
I'm going to mark it with something around the shaft of it or something that I can tell I can differentiate between it and the rest of the arrows, and then put it back in my quiver.
Okay, so one poisoned arrow. All right, I'll make sure I get that into your inventory there. Yeah, we'll say you had a full 8 hours while everyone else was snoozing there, so you were able to really take your time. No skill check needed. You took your time, made sure you did it right, and you have a perfectly fashioned poison bolt that has gone in your quiver.
Cool. So Xerxes will, as everybody's waking up, Xerxes will walk over to Shane and kind of he's gonna wait till she's awake, so he's not standing over her when she's awake, and not gonna do it
heavily.
Just play it heavily.
No. And he's just gonna kneel down by her. He's gonna kneel down to her and be like, "Are you feeling better, friend?"
She wipes the kind of sleep from her eyes, yawns. It's just the strangest yawn you've ever heard, Xerxes. It seems to echo throughout the almost like it has force behind it. And she looks at you and says, "Yes, much better. I believe I can do this now." And Shane shoots up 50 feet in the air, straight up into the clouds. She's just kind of floating up there. You see her, she's just kind of it's almost like a morning routine. She's stretching her arms, stretching her legs, does a couple of kind of cool barrel rolls, a couple cool backflips, and then comes back down to earth beside you. Much better, thank you.
As the kid wakes, as part of his morning ritual, he will kind of just sit beside what are now, I assume, coals of the fire, and just say a short prayer to the Winged Mother.
All right.
Yeah, I guess to build flavor and to kind of like lean on some of those extra things they make you pick. It's almost an obsession. You see Zakid's morning ritual where he almost can't start his day without saying a prayer.
Okay. Yeah, this is you guys are Rock and Xarxius. You've noticed this now. Definitely, by far the most fervent with his beliefs is Zakid here. And this morning meditation that you see him do, this morning prayer, beyond Theron's meditation and perhaps Andros's morning rituals. This seems to be the most one of the most regimented parts of his life. You guys are noticing now.
Zakid will stand up, brush himself off, look towards the companions, and then will now also take about, flight 30, 40 feet in the air, and then just slowly start heading towards Bysaes Town.
All right.
No way.
Xarxius, Rock, you guys all follow?
Yeah, Xarxius walks over to Rock and says, "Well, you ready, friend?"
Yes. Now let's head back.
Shane in behind. I'll follow your lead.
All right.
All right.
Oh shit! What's this thug up here? Is he really there?
Where are we here? Can you just long click on the map there so I see? Oh yeah, that guy's dead.
Okay, I was like,
Yeah, that's
this
a
dude
corpse.
just been watching us.
Yeah, that's a that's a corpse.
The breathing heavily is coming from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
distance.
He was pretending to be dead the whole time. Yeah. All right. Okay, so you guys, so you guys head to the edge of. You guys head to the edge of. I'm just gonna drag you over there.
I was gonna say I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to stealth and move ahead of the party like I usually do.
Okay, I was just gonna say, as you guys, sorry, just for RP flavor here, guys.
Mhm.
As you guys, the four of you, there we go. There, you're moving. As you guys get to the entrance of the camp that you had wanted entrance, you see, this guy should be hit. You see lying on the side of the road at rest the bloodied body of Theron, the paladin, still at rest beneath a tree where he had fallen in battle.
Oh yeah, never mind. I say the banner would have dissipated when I put over him.
Oh yeah, I remember you did that.
Yeah, it would only last a certain amount of time, so.
So you just see him then. He's dressed in his platinum dragon vestments.
So
sorry.
Xarxius will just look like stop and turn back around to Zakid and say, "You're the one that shares faith with that shared faith with him. Do we need to bury him?"
That's a good question. I don't know the funeral ritual.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Platinum Dragon.
I mean, I would think. 'Cause
Shane.
isn't he like the god of justice or whatever, or like? The Dragon of Justice.
Yeah, my goods.
Yeah,
Shane-
you would think.
So
Sorry,
as
go
you
ahead.
guys are discussing this, Shane actually takes a step forward and says, I'm terribly sorry. I know this is your friend and I didn't know him, but if perhaps I could be of assistance here. I was actually raised by priests of the Platinum Dragon in my home city of Uthadern, and I'm familiar with their rites. Truly, there is no. And actually, maybe we'll have the disembodied voice of Doug weigh in here. Doug, when you're in Pallid Elf lore, what was the proper way to deal with a body?
They were always buried at a site so that they could be like revisited, kind of like a shrine with like a carving, almost of a tombstone type thing, back in the grove.
Okay, awesome. So Shane communicates this to you guys.
So, what if we bury him below this biggest tree here, and as we're burying Rock, you can create some kind of, memorial towards him or to him, and or for him, I guess, on the tree.
So, tinker away.
I guess on his body, does he have his holy symbol still? Because we could use that as kind of like a, oh, beautiful. And you can like hang that on, whatever, the cross or a tombstone that we end up putting.
Yeah. All right, so you guys take some time to move Theron's body to this spot here by the tree. Shane's just going to kind of respectfully bow her head, and she's going to say some prayers to the Platinum Dragon while you guys are working. The holy symbol is kind of hung with reverence on a nearby branch. And you guys give Theron a proper, respectful burial. The Pallid Elf whom you all only met not even 2 weeks ago, only 10 days ago or so, but bonds had been forged in battle and elsewhere. So
Yeah, he's a key, especially.
touching moment.
Created a bond with him through kind of ideals and our kind of shared morality, being of the religious kind of vein, feels this loss heavily. And actually, I'll turn to my companions and say, we've lost one. Let's make sure we find our other.
That's a key. All right, so as you guys finish your burial rites there, do you guys want to keep going for a bit? We're getting on 11 Eastern, 10 Central there.
Yeah, I don't
You guys
care,
are-
whatever.
Yeah, I'm good with whatever, guys.
I'm
It's
good
up to
for.
Jess.
Yeah, I'm good with either.
Yeah, I can go.
Yeah.
I can go for a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Do it.
Cool. All right, awesome. I'm just gonna take a quick little fiber there. You guys head off down the path. You do come across your horses that Uther Prent had given you from Bysaes Tile. They are still hitched where you had left them. 5 horses in place. Only 3 riders now, or 4, I should say. But they kind of whinny and kind of senses you approach.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna unhitch mine. I'm gonna kind of act under the impression that he would return, or he'd like to return his horses.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Cool. So you guys
Yeah.
are going to mount up, or?
Yep. Xarxes mounts up and is ready to go.
Was rock.
You're right.
And Shane looks a little uneasy at her at one of the horse, but she without too much trouble gets on and starts to get the hang of it after a while. And you guys begin the trek back to Bysaes tile. So so go ahead, yeah.
On the way, do we know, like her race at all?
Would you like to ask her?
Yeah.
Yo, how much you weigh, bro?
Pretty measurements. I guess on the way, I'll kind of just like casually, strike up conversation, trying to like, kind of gauge her character, but also see if I can glean any new information and history or anything from her.
Yeah, you guys kind of have some, after a bit of like gentle back and forth and prodding, Shane tells you her story. She is an Air Ganassi, you learn.
Oh. That's dope.
As she gets more comfortable with you guys and begins kind of opening up, she kind of gives you her backstory. She says, I never knew my parents. My first memories are of Uthodurn, a city to the east. I was found by priests of Bahamut and raised in their temple. Being the only Air Ganassi in the city meant I could never truly relate to the elves and the dwarves around me. I would wander often, trying to escape the scrutiny of the priests and the others. Though I began my studies as an acolyte in the temple, I found truer kinship with the outcasts and the criminals in the Uthodurn underworld. I learned I had a knack for burglary, and I began to steal. Just as often I would return the wealth or give it to someone more deserving. The thrill of evading the guards was more fulfilling than any trinket I could nick. Eventually, though, I was caught, and I was expelled from my temple. I had heard of a continent to the distant west called Taldori, and it was something I could never shake from my mind. I crossed the graying wildlands and the Dunrock Mountains in search of my future. Perhaps it was to lie in this land. Perhaps it still might. When I arrived in the Purbo Wilderness, I planned on stopping at the city of Bysaes Tile to see what I could learn from the cousins of the Uthodurn elves. It was then I was captured by the cruel ones and sold to Briggon Teck before I could arrive. Since that's kind of the end of Shane's story.
Zaki is gonna kind of take all of this in, and just respond with, it sounds like you've been on quite the adventure recently and through your entire life. I truly wish you end up where you wish to be.
Myself as well. And as you guys kind of, you guys kind of travel on, the day kind of wears on into early afternoon or so. Shane kind of starts asking you guys, tell me, do you have hope of finding your friend again? The one who was taken by the one-eared elf?
He's a tough son of a bitch. I can imagine he is making their lives a living hell wherever they've taken him. And that will at least give us some chance to find him.
Xarxes looks at her and says, I am certain that if we don't find him first, he will find us.
Aye, she says. They're evil people. You should know this. As I said, they overwhelmed me when I was sleeping. They told me that Ganassi slaves are very rare. Said that some wizard in Xhorhas would love to have me as a pet. I truly fear for your friend.
Thank you.
And, she, seems to be all she kind of wants to say at the moment.
Yep.
So as you guys, so Xarxius, I'm sorry, I didn't get marching order here as you guys headed off or anything, but like, you said you did want to kind of scout ahead, or?
Yeah. I was gonna stealth and scout ahead the way we did whenever we were going from a Deslo to Bysaes tile.
Okay. So, as as you kind of get on, you get comfortable in the journey from traveling as a group of 4 there. Xarxius, you communicate to this group that you want to go scout ahead, and you kind of gallop off with your horse. Take a get a good distance ahead, just so you can see what the road ahead lies. Perhaps a half hour of riding goes by, and Xarxius, you hear something ahead in the distance. Kind of slow up your horse.
Did you need a stealth check for me, or
Let's say for
not gonna matter?
Yeah, we'll say just because you were, you would say you were on horse and you were just kind of like, so you were hanging back and everything. I'm not going to make you do a stealth check though, so
Okay.
Say you were good. But you do hear, shouts and the unmistakable sound of the clanging of steel, and you determine that there is a battle going on somewhere ahead.
Okay. So I'm
Just
going to stop and go back towards them and say, and tell them there seems to be a battle happening up ahead, and then I'm going to hop off my horse and I'll ride, I'll ride back up just close enough that I think I can still not be seen, but be closer, and I'll hop off my horse and I will try to stealth forward to see exactly what's going on.
Okay.
And I'll leave my horse right by the path so that they know where to stop. Hopefully they figure out to stop where my horse is.
Okay, perfect. So you speed back off, you hit your horse somewhere inconspicuous, and go ahead and make a stealth check there, Xarxius, as you approach the sounds of the battle here.
Nice.
Okay, like a whisper in the night, as so often with this skilled tiefling, you creep forward. You're able to stealthily just shadow your way in, and you get a perfect glimpse of what's going on behind, in front of you. I'll say, just as a nice bonus for that incredible stealth score there, you easily pave the way for Rock and Zaki to leave a path, and Shane to see. You made a path where they can easily see you, so they hitch their horses as well. They follow the general path that you've taken, and you all look upon a scene on a clearing in the forest. So, you guys are kind of on the edge here, on the periphery. You haven't been seen yet, still in stealth. Xarxius tells you to get down, but you see ahead of you the unmistakable appearance of goblinkin and some hobgoblins. Common enough enemies in these parts, though you haven't seen them in some time, all of you. And standing amidst them is well, Doug, why don't you go ahead and describe the man they see in the midst of this chaos?
All right. So this character here between the two hobgoblins is Ragnus the Fearless. He is a 7'2", 300-pound mammoth Goliath here.
Nice.
And he is currently he's like bald, he's got a long beard, he carries an axe and a shield. So he's like this overwhelming character. And you can tell he's a wanderer, like these weird looking tattoos almost type features. He's not from here. But that's pretty much it for Ragnus, just his presence, this huge presence.
And so are these two hobgoblins like attacking him?
So,
Yes. I think so, right?
Yes. So, so Zarxis,
Okay, go
you've
ahead.
seen this. You've seen this scene unfolding for some time. There was a initial battle which seemed to have stopped as these hobgoblins are kind of catching their breath. You see that the hobgoblin in front of this Goliath is he's been badly injured, and he has his hand up. He's kind of actually on the ground. Kind of on his knees. He's got his hand up. He's like, wait. Let us negotiate. And as he says this to you, Ragnus, what would you like to do?
So without a word, Ragnus is just gonna straight up like just drop the boot on this guy's head, just like a Gears of War curve stomp.
Damn.
His head explodes under this might. And the hobgoblins are they're a normal sized creature, the size of any average man, if not bigger. And his head is just dwarfed by this massive boot coming down. As that goes on, the rest of the goblins. He killed him. And they start their own attack on you there, Ragnus.
I
So-
guess.
We are going to have you guys roll initiative. The rest of you are still hidden in the bushes.
So can I take an action before?
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna cast Mage Armor.
Okay.
And I was gonna just pull out my heavy crossbow, and this one whatever one would be kind of behind him.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna pick one of those things off.
Okay. Awesome. Go ahead and make a roll for attack.
Oh, dude, this is so trippy. It's different.
New
I'm just like seeing this now for the first time. It's like, what?
options.
I forgot to change my dice too. Oh my god.
So Zarxius, your crossbow, it's gonna just miss the head of this goblin by a whisker.
Okay.
All right, Rock. Would you like to do anything?
Not in anticipation. I don't think Rock would be ready to do something there, but he'll be ready to come forward once battle starts.
Okay. And Shane as well. She has unsheathed unsheathed a dagger in both. She's holding a dagger in both hands, like on the blade, the tip end first, as if she's ready to throw these things. But she is also just kind of following your guys' lead here and waiting. So I'm going to have you guys just do the initiative order. You go ahead and roll for initiative. All right.
Picking up the rear.
All right. So we are in combat. So Zakid, you rolled first. Go ahead.
Let's see. So Zakid is going to. Are we technically in stealth right now?
You are still in stealth. Well, I mean, Zarxius has
I'm not.
probably broken stealth. Yeah, but
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Okay,
Yeah.
so Zakid is going to take to the air. Let's say 20 feet, and then I'm going to. Let's see. Where do I want to move? I'm gonna move towards this towering figure, and then kind of just say, "Looks like you might enjoy some company," and I'm gonna cast Shadow.
Eight.
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Okay. A well-placed shatter going out there, and this familiar to the, well, at least to, well, I guess Shane would have heard it too in the last battle. The crackling, etheric noise that accompanies this attack. These guys are going to roll their con saves. All right, so the hobgoblin and the second goblin take half. 4. Okay, so these guys take 4 damage. Okay, so this. Right as the okay, this guy was killed instantly by the attack. As his tiny little goblin head can't take it, exploding from the impact of that attack. The other one just grabbing his ears, screaming, "Ah!" Looking in very rough shape. Even the hobgoblin himself, the bigger guy, right by the Goliath, is also not looking in very good shape.
And then almost kind of like, as kind of a show of force, just kind of like he's brushing dirt off his hands, but it's just maybe like static electricity. And,
Nice.
I will end my turn.
Very cool, very cool. All right. Rock, you're up.
Okay. Got one of those guys down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. One dead.
Also gonna head that way. But just pull out his staff and cast a firebolt at this one down to the south.
Okay. So go ahead and roll for attack on that one.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, nat 1. That actually, that firebolt actually blows up in your hand a little bit, and you narrowly avoid taking damage yourself on that one.
Alright. It'll be my turn.
Okay. Ragnus.
Okay, so this is like a little bit of confusing situation. These strangers helping me out here. So not gonna really say anything, even though it's a key. Like, not gonna acknowledge. I'm just gonna focus on the hobgoblin with a smirk, and I'm just gonna swing the axe at this guy.
Go for it.
See what we got here. Ooh.
14. 14 is going to miss, unfortunately, as the hobgoblin, despite the ringing in his ears, he does have the foresight to dodge out of that one, just out of the way.
Oh. See here. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll just take another swing at this fucking guy.
All right, coming back in from the other side.
Oh, there we go.
18. 18 hits. Go ahead, roll damage. Doing 7 slashing damage to this hobgoblin. Ragnus, how would you like to do it?
Just fucking drive the axe I threw him, like splitting this guy almost like in two. And then to pull the axe out, he kind of just kicks the torso. It's like, hoo-ah! Takes the axe out.
Nice. All right. So that is that hobgoblin there. Anything else there?
Just like turn to Is this the key? But why are you helping me? Who are you, stranger? And if Reagan's.
Zaki's just gonna respond to saying, I just hate goblins.
Smirking. Understandable.
This goblin's gonna scream, having already taken damage. We're overwhelmed! And he is going to flee the battle. And that will bring us to Shane. Shane is going to forward 10 feet. She's going to float up in the air, maybe 10 feet off the ground. And she is with just determination on her face. Oops. She is going to throw one of her daggers at this goblin over here. Dagger leaves her hand, and it's going to hit the goblin for 8 damage. Okay, so as the dagger leaves Shane's hand, she's kind of just floating there, just kind of does a side like Matrix style throw, straight between the eyes of that goblin, drops him.
Yeah.
And she is going to so from there she's going to just hop up another 10 feet, and she's just going to rest on the branch of this tree here. Actually, I don't think she has nothing to do that. No, okay. So she's just going to float the 5 feet over this way, and that will be her turn. Xerxes.
So Xerxes will just kind of walk forward, and kind of in smiling and just like tunnel vision at this other goblin. Smiling, he just raises his hand, and and he's gonna unleash firebolt at that goblin.
Okay, go for it. $17's gonna hit. Go ahead, roll damage. Oh yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, Xerxes, how would you like to do this?
So yeah, he just like with a smile on his face, just like he lifts his hand up, points his finger, and says, "Boom!" And just poof, and this thing just like burns and into like a pile of ashes, and then he'll just kind of blow on his finger like a gun, and then and then just kind of like look over towards the over to Ragnus. And then, yeah, that's about it.
Alrighty. Guys are out of combat.
There we go.
So as the battle ends and you guys kind of catch your breath, not that there's much breath to catch there. It was a pretty one-sided route there. What would you like to do?
Zaki's just gonna lower himself down beside this gargantuan fight, like combatant in front of him, just saying, "Good day, fine sir. What brought you into this predicament, facing these horrendous creatures?"
My whereabouts on this path are of none of your concern. The better question is, in this thing, why did you decide to help me? Who are you?
Always the optimist, and seeing a potential new follower, Zakid will spread his wings wide and just say, "I am the voice of the Winged Mother upon these mortal realms. I have come to spread her word and bring followers to her glory.
And so as he is starting into his spiel, Xerxes is going to just kind of like walk underneath him and up to Ragnus
Nice.
and say, yeah, I mean he talks a lot, but he backs it up. He's not a bad ally to have, but judging by your size, they'll kind of like look up at him like a child, you know. Which I mean, it's not like Xerxes is small by any stretch of the mind, but like he's gonna look up at him and say, "I think you'd be a good one to have too. Feel free to join our party. Promise you that I'll take it." And then Xerxes will just kind of like walk past him to kind of look down the road to see if there's any more goblins that we didn't get.
Make a so Xerxes, go ahead and just make a perception check and then check in with the rest of the group there. Yeah, area seems clear. Best to your knowledge.
Cool.
Yeah, Zaki's just gonna give Ragnus some space and back in Rock and their new companion, or at least temporary companion, towards Ragnus, saying, "Come, introduce yourselves."
Rock will come up with his staff, still kind of holding it to his side. Well, I'm Rock. I'm the magic guy of our group. Nice to meet you. Pretty tough, pretty big.
So your name was Rock?
Yeah, I like the hard stuff on the ground.
Interesting. You must watch yourself, little one, or you might find yourself on the bottom of my boot.
Rock will
And upon hearing that, Xerxes is going to come back and stand by Rock and look towards Ragnus, with a little more serious look on his face this time. And he'll just leave it at that right now. But yeah, Doug, you can definitely tell that Xerxes has a little bit of what is the word I'm looking for? He's not. Yeah, he has a crush on Rock. No, he's not necessarily protective of him, but he's if Rock's going to go down, Xerxes is going to be right there next to him.
Zakid's just gonna put up his hand and say, "My name is Zakid. I'm traveling these lands for the purpose I have previously stated. And this person beside me, we have just actually met, and she is traveling with us for now."
Well, to that, Shane's just gonna kind of lean over to you, Zakid, and say, "Are you sure we can trust this guy? Got a bad feeling about him." And then she just, but like almost in the same sentence though, she also says, "But at the same time, with the one-eared elf in these woods, perhaps it would be wise to seek his protection, if he can be reasoned with, that is."
So I guess just for kind of gauging the situation, Zakid is gonna look at Ragnus and try and give him like a once-over, see, what his reaction to us are, if he's nervous, if he's just angry, if he's, kind of just gauge what his general atmosphere is right now.
Absolutely, yeah. So before you can reply to that, Ragnus, yeah, Zakid, go ahead and make an insight check. All right, Ragnus, would you like to just maybe give Zakid a vaguish general description of how you're feeling right now?
Yeah, so like Ragnus, you can tell he's foreign to this path. He's not really like he's lost, a little maybe disgruntled, dirty. Hasn't been like in a city or anywhere like that, high populated area. But other than that, like there's no really clear objective with him, and he's just like he's very defensive, but almost like in an awkward state, right? Like he doesn't act alone usually. So he's kind of just taken aback at why you guys decided to come in.
Yeah, so Zakid's, not really gauging much from the fellow standing before him. We'll just state, we're heading back to Bysaes Tile. Whether you come with or lead yourself down another path is up to you.
This Bysaes Tile, have you been there before?
We have indeed. We're actually returning from a mission we were set out upon. We've completed the mission, and now we are heading back to complete it with the person who has given it to us.
Well, truth be told, stranger, I don't know what your motive was for helping me, but I am in need of refreshments and rest. Truth is, memory's a little hazy, and well, I haven't bunked down anywhere, and you're the only people that actually show mercy. Everybody else seems to want to fight, even though they just die.
Zakid is gonna reach into his pack and pull out some jerky and a bottle of alcohol previously given to him to Xerxes, and just say, to replenish some of your strength. We'd be happy to have you along.
Yeah, and Ragnus is just gonna like reach out his just giant hand to Zakid to accept this.
Did you just bet? Well then, on to Bysaes Tile.
Well, stranger, maybe I will take up your offer. I will follow from behind and wash our back.
Zakid will kind of, put his hand outward, shake his hand, and just say, happy to have you.
Thank you.
Welcome to Zakid +2.
A merry band.
It could have at least been Zakid and the Pips or something like that.
You have
We're
not
just a number.
We're
just a number to
it. And just kind of smirking and arrogantly, Zakid is gonna walk forward, higher than shit.
Yeah. And Xerxes will look down at Rock and then kind of roll his eyes and start walking forward.
Rock will just sigh and follow.
And just as she goes past, she just leans over to you, Ragnus, and says, I'm Shane, by the way, and I've only just met these fellows, but, they're not all that bad. And she looks at you and she says, and you're frightening, but I don't think you're all that bad either.
It's like kind of in a nod, like a little grin. Just like takes what she has to say and just kind of moves on.
So you guys circle back around. You find your horses you left behind. Yeah. You'd like to continue on your path to Bysaes Tile there?
Yep.
So?
Perfect. So, riding for the rest of the day and into the early part of the evening. Takes you a bit of time to cover the 60 miles, but you are in making haste, and as the sun is setting on another day, you arrive at the outside gates of Bysaes we will add to the party a Shane and the newest member, Aragnis. So that would have taken you to about 10:30 at night. Sun is set for another day. And as you approach the city of Bysaes, the opening gates, I think that might be a good place to bookmark this for the night there, boys.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
All right, so we will, come back to this and pick up back in the great city of Bysaes next time on Tales of Wildemount.
All right.